I'm glad that we got to see a ladder match at Forbidden Door too. We saw Jack Perry walk away as the new TNT champion. Of course, that title had to be vacated when the former Edge, we know him as Adam Copeland, jumped off the cage and jacked his leg up at the last AEW pay per view. So we built towards a big ladder match, had lots of star power in there, some new names, some new faces, and some we're pretty familiar with. But when it was all said and done, Jack Perry comes away with the TNT championship, the elite standing tall. You've been a big fan of Jack Perry, and once upon a time, I think you
Yeah.
even got some heat for calling him Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and it worked out. He's just Jack Perry now. So maybe you saw something ahead of everybody else. What say you, huh?
Well, I got lucky, I all going by feel, quite frankly. I'm a big fan of Jack Perry. I've made friends with his family. I have great respect for his mom and his sister. I think it's cool that they will fly from California more often than not to come see him perform. Uh, Jack's another guy that has to step back occasionally and enjoy what he's doing. Really smart kid. He's passionate. He's got a hot girlfriend, uh, which never hurts nothing. And so I like him a lot. And he's working hard on his body. He's adding a little size. He's very athletic. He's a student of the game. His greatest days are ahead of him. Speaking of Jack Perry, his best days are still in the future, and he's just a great kid. I know he's been involved in some controversy and all that stuff, but hell, Connie, that's pro wrestling. What happens in the locker room or in the backstage area and all that stuff, it's hard to quantify all that stuff and how important it is for the overall game. But I love the kid. He's just a breath of fresh air to me. And I told him one time, I said, you can't be Jungle Boy forever. You can't be Jungle Boy forever, and he couldn't. And so now he's not Jungle Boy anymore. He's Jack Perry, and he's doing a good job. Like I said, I'm glad that we have him. I'm anxious to see how far he's allowed to take this gimmick of and how far he's going to be able to evolve in it. Because I think he's a future big star. I think he's one of the building blocks. Jack Perry is one of the building blocks of AEW without a doubt. And it's funny to look at this roster that Tony Khan has assembled. There's a lot of talent there. Golly, there's a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
So it's all good. He asks about how's your arm, JR? Oh, well, its wrist is broken. I'm all right. He's just a good kid, a good-hearted kid, but he's young, and young guys are apt to make mistakes. And but he's serious. He's serious about his success, and I think that's what really, really is important.
Kid Chris is with us, and he's actually got a follow up question about Jack Perry. He says, "Do you think Jack Perry needs a manager or a heater so he can be the chicken shit?"
Oh, that would probably work. Is it absolutely necessary? I don't think so. Wouldn't be something that I would run to the idea room and submit because I don't think he needs it. He's a good talker, and you want to be able to go solo and be that good talker as long as you can. And he is. He's very. I think he's independent. Maybe sometimes to a fault. I don't know. That's all up to the eye of the beholder. But I like him. He's a good kid. Got a great look. He's got good hair, and that's always important, man. You got good hair. He's not tatted up. He's makes him look a little different. So I love the kid. I think he's just terrific. I think he just got like a lot of guys. He's got to develop some patience and exhale. Exhale.
Jim, something else that's making a lot of news and notes in the biz is the idea that Ricochet has finished up with WWE. He's now, as most people say, headed for AEW. Hypothetically, if that were to be the case, who would be some opponents you'd like to see Ricochet work with on the AEW side of things?
Well, there's a lot of guys. He's a very talented kid. You know, I got to know him one year at the convention in Charlotte. I think at that time he was dating. Who was he dating? Somebody.
Tessa Blanchard back in the day.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. Good recall, Connie. And nice kid. He takes a lot of chances. So you got to wonder somewhere along the way, is he going to take one too many? But he's a hell of an athlete, amazingly gifted, at least in my take. Maybe sometimes he's too gifted. Maybe sometimes he tries too many things. But he's a very polite, well-spoken young man, and I think that's what you look for in my old talent relations role. You look and see that he has he matured to the level that he's willing to back off a gear and pace himself a little bit more. But athletically speaking, he's extraordinary. He really is extraordinary. I think the thing that he has to have is he has to have patience and not try that one extra spot. He's really good. He's really good. Nice kid. And I'm sure he's going to have a very bright future in AEW if he signs. And I don't know that to be etched in stone or not. I would think so. I would think that he will be all hands on deck and do a great job. So I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of his work. He's a nice kid, and I wish you nothing but great success.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what AdFreeShows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-Free Shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that AdFreeShows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. AdFreeShows.com.